Hello and welcome to another article video. Today we're going to discuss the breaking news. As you know, news is very important if you're trading, and why time and price can really help us overcome the problems that are causing news volatility. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Meydan. I'm a finance professional and the founder of a fintech called Adea, which calculates the future swing days and the swing hours of the day with a pricing model for the markets. So let's take a look at this breaking news: the evolution of trading. No news is great news. Pure timing and price. Now, if you're new, you should know that I'm also only looking at all kinds of things about trading from a time and price perspective. So all the problems that traders have, all the technical analysis, everything that's related on this website and on Adea as well, is purely from a time and price perspective. So what we want to know is the future swing days. We calculate them in advance. What we want to also know the swing hours, which we calculate in advance, and we want to trade accordingly with price when those days and hours eventuate. So now, as you know, up to now, still now as well, everybody is hot on news. Everybody is constantly worried about the news, what's going to happen in the news, what's going to happen when the Fed's going to talk, what's going to happen if Trump tweets something, what's going to happen on Monday now that Moody's has kind of downgraded US credit. So how's that going to all work out and so on? Now, if you trade based on news, you are going to be in trouble. And the reason you will be in trouble is because you're constantly facing this threat of news. However, though, at the Global Trader Club or Adea LLC, what we do is we time the market ahead of time. And by timing the market from before, we can know when the market's going to have a swing day, when it's going to have a swing hour, and so on. For example, if we take a look at from the 12th to the 16th of May, we had swing days all posted on the 20th of April. And as you can see here on the right hand side, well, you can't see on the right hand side because of me, but if I just move this up a little bit, you can see here the future, right? So this is next week, 19th to the 23rd of May, and then this is for the next week after that, okay? And if we come down again, you can see those are all posted ahead of time. I've also finished June. I'll be posting the full month of June for swing days and hours, probably around Wednesday or Thursday. Well, probably, yeah, before Wednesday or maximum Wednesday this week. All right. So knowing also the swing hours of the day, all in advance. Remember, these are all calculated and posted on the 20th of April. So by getting those time and price and also the swing days in advance, what we can do is we can trade properly, because if I know the swing days, all right, if I know the swing days in advance, like for example next week for SP 500, Monday is also going to be a swing day. So I've got Friday, Monday, and this zone is a place where they sold heavy. So we don't want to be in a place here where we're buyers. We want to buy if it's low. So this zone is for us going to be maybe a reversal zone. Okay, two things can happen on a swing day. We're either going to be at a level where the market's going to turn around, or we're going to break out. So two things can happen. So knowing those days and knowing what the market can do on those days, and if we match it to our technical analysis, then we can be smart about it, and our risk can be considerably reduced if I also know the swing hours of the day. All right, so for example, if I know these are the swing hours in advance, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so this is Friday, and if I reduce myself a little bit down here, so if I know the swing days in advance, you can see the swing hours are also helpful. Swing hour, market comes down. Swing hour, market goes up. Swing hour, market breaks out. Swing hour, market crashes down. Okay, so if you know these in advance, the swing hours, where the market's going to turn around, where it's going to target, where it's going to turn around, where it's going to turn around, if you know all these hours in advance, your stop losses are going to be really tight. And if you match it to a swing day, then you've got a bias at a swing hour, and you can measure it with your technical analysis as well. And when three things come together, it's like a bingo trade. So knowing these days and hours in advance is important. Why? Because for us, news is then irrelevant, because the world is not really running on the news. Okay, a lot of people worry about the news, but the world really doesn't work on news. Financial markets are all cycles and they're all calculated in advance. So if I know when the swing days and hours are going to be, news is just going to be noise for us. First of all, you don't know what news is going to come out and when it's going to come out. Anything can happen any day or any hour of the day. So this is noise. And if we are predicting rather than reacting, we have a much better chance of being successful. Also, if you think about it, our swing days and swing hours are quite accurate. And when they're this accurate, relying on news is just silly, because you're just, sitting at the edge of your chair waiting for anything that can really happen. The second thing is, timing allows us to trade in a more relaxed, control way. Because if we've understood that the market's going to turn on a swing day or break out on a swing day, and we've got the hours when that can happen, whether it's going to swing or break, then I'm in a much relaxed situation. I can match what's happening at this day and hour to my technical analysis. All right. So once we've got a mathematical precision on it, once we know the swing highs and the swing lows, once I have a biased direction based on timing, then life becomes much more easier, because I've got a clear map. Okay, I'm not, reacting to what's going on. I've actually calculated a time when we're going to trade, so I don't have to be looking at the screen 24/7 trying to wait for that setup, or wait for the morning session or the afternoon session, because it may not happen. What may happen is it can happen at an hour that we calculated before, like on the euro dollar, for example. You can see this was actually a swing day, right, on the euro dollar. See, that was a swing day, and that was for us a good price, 37.5. And then on Thursday, there you go, Wednesday and Thursday were both swing days. And then on Thursday, we had a retracement of the Wednesday impulse, coming again into 37.5 right there. And then it's a trading hour. You see, this is time and price. So now I've got a trading hour, and I actually posted this in the members area as well, because this was a classic impulse market coming back into 37.5 right there. It's a trading hour. You put your stop loss above that line around there, which I posted as well, and all you have to do is just let it come down. And then on Friday, this is Friday as well, trading hours, market coming further down. Why? Because we already calculated a swing day, and then all we have to do is, after the impulse wave, just sell it on the retracements at the trading hours. This is why the trading hours are important. See, it gives you a bias. And then if you're short on it, okay, because then all you got to do is sell on the highs. Now you can see the market didn't move much. It's been sideways pretty much during that time period, but you at least have a bias, and you sold on the edges. You are not selling in the middle of nowhere, because you've got time and price on your side. So you don't have to wait for the news. The news is irrelevant if you're using timing the way we do at globaltrader.club. Okay, at the end of the day, you're going to come to a price at the right time. And this is where, it's like being at the right place at the right time. So being at the right price at the right time, that's how it works out. And this is really, really good, because you've got all the hours in advance. From like even 10 days before May started, you had all the hours, you had all the swing days. You can like plan your whole month according to the swing days and the trading hours. So you don't have to be in front of the computer at all. And now this is an absolute revolution, because by understanding that life works on cycles and realizing that we don't care about what the news is already like a revelation. This is something like, you know, big deal, because you don't have to worry about anybody's news. You don't have to worry about what's going on in the news. Let's see, for example, what we have. Okay, so this is next week. So we've got Thursday, we've got Friday, some news coming out on Monday for the euro, as you can see. But do I really care? Not particularly. The only time I'll be checking these is if I have a trade hour before or after the news, because if I've got something before or after the news, that gives me an opportunity for a setup to enter a trade. So knowing those hours, for example, sometimes we have a swing hour before the news happens. Then it's like, okay, great. So from here we can, like, you know, expect the market to move and then, you know, take that into account. Or sometimes we'll have it after the news comes out. We'll have a trade hour. It'll be like, great, because that could be a retracement after the market makes its news move. The market comes down, we retrace, and then we're like back in at the trade hour. And this does happen quite often, when the market will actually go down and then come back up into a trading hour. You can sell off again, comes back into a trading hour, you can sell off again. So knowing the swing hours and the swing days is like, you know, we don't need the news at all. Anyone can argue with me on that. Personally, I don't care. If I was to trade based on the news, I wouldn't be trading, because it's just ridiculous. Okay. Also, always trying to be on top of the market with what's going on in the world is a waste of life. If you want to waste your life, go ahead. Right. So what we need to understand is that life is not determined by presidents or kings or whatever. Life has its own rhythm. If you know the rhythm, if you can calculate it, at least to a high probability of correctness, then you can be in the game without the news and you don't have to stress anything out. So if you're ready to trade with time and price, you can join the club at globaltrader.club. You want to stick around and keep your eye on your mobile for the rest of your life with the news, well, you can go ahead and do that as well. It's your privilege. At the end of the day, news doesn't move the markets. Markets are moved by cycles. And if I hadn't been calculating it properly, we wouldn't see it. You can see it in all the days I've got here for gold. In fact, I had gold for ages ago. If you watch my previous videos, you would have seen all the swing highs and lows I had here. And look, even here as well. Even this week, Monday and Tuesday, I said this is going to break because this is bearish, but I bought on Monday and Tuesday because it was a swing day, okay? And the market still went in my direction. I still made money. In fact, on Friday, I bought at a trading hour here. And that was actually on Friday's video as well, which you can watch in the daily video section for Friday, which was what, the 16th of May. I actually did the trade while I was doing the video because this swing hour was a good hour, and all I had to do was just put the stop loss just somewhere around there under the low, because if I am wrong, I don't want to be in that trade. The swing hour should work, and it did go up. It took my first profit. We ended up with a profit. The second position got stopped out, but we were still in profit. Why? Because I already had a 1 to 2 risk return on the first position. So even the second position getting stopped out, I was still in profit. So it was all good. All right. So as you can see, no big deal at all. If you know the hours, you're on top of your game. And then look what happened. Market crashes right into the trading hours, and from the trading hours goes up. Now, how could I know that from the 20th of April where I posted it? You know, when I posted it on the 20th of April, I can't know that. It's the bloody, what, the 16th of May. All right. That's like I posted like a month ago. So just think about it for a minute. So you've got nothing to do with the news. Don't worry about the news. Don't worry about what presidents say. Don't worry about even any war starting, whatever. If it's a swing day and a swing hour at a technical price level, you trade, and that's just how it is. Also, the PST pricing. In the beginning of the week, I said Monday, this is gold, 57. It's the price of 3,124, and I had another price there, 57.68, which is 3,120. I marked that level in on Monday. This is from Monday. And look what happens on Thursday. Market comes down at a trading hour, a PST price, and then we're up all day going into Timbuktu. How could I know this from Monday? How could I know the trading hours from April? And how could this all work? You see what I mean? Also, I've made comments on that too, because this is Thursday. You can see I've also said here it can turn or break out to the next hours, and once it breaks out, it's going all the way to closing. And look at that, we're just breaking out, going into closing. How could I know that from April? You can watch all the videos I've done here, and you will see that time price trading is independent of the news, and we don't give a rat's ass about who is tweeting. Have a good week.